Good morning. Welcome to Coffee with Alain. As you can see, I'm sort of back to normal. We're getting there anyway. Finally got internet back last night. We're going to talk a little bit today about some things I learned from the last week and a half, some things to share with you. Drinking out of a hard work pays off mug, because work itself does pay off in a variety of situations, including being prepared. Now, I'm pretty prepared for stuff, but I learned some things in this last week I could have done better, some things I failed to do. A couple little things. We got 4 lanterns that are battery powered and a lot of flashlights. So, we have light. However, one of the lanterns didn't work, needed batteries, and that was the one size battery I didn't have in the house that I had been meaning to pick up one of these days on a trip to Costco and just hadn't. So the other 3 worked and all my flashlights worked, so we were okay. But that's just something to remind people. Sometimes we know, I need to get that size battery, I need to get this, I need to get that. And we put it off, and then boom, something happens, and we're like, I should have done it before this happened. So that's just a reminder. My big generator in the garage, hadn't used it, hadn't started it for literally years, and they didn't want to start. My failure for not keeping it up, and it is what it is. Had to use a smaller electric generator instead of the gas one outside. We still were able to have some power in the house and different things. But another failure of mine, having the generator, but not running it once in a while to make sure it would start when I needed it. Okay, a little lesson there. We knew better than to start flushing our toilets, because this step system that we're on in Missoula water and sewer requires an electric pump to pump sewage out. Now, we had water, so we could fill our water pitcher, for purified water. We could wash dishes, but when we washed dishes, we collected it in a pan underneath and took the pan out and threw it outside. Brushing your teeth, we're collecting it in that pan, throwing it outside, because we didn't want anything to go down the drain. Couldn't flush the toilet. We had to go next door. We used their bathroom for the week. Because with that step system, electric pump, pumping the waste out. When that pump's not working, that waste comes into your basement. And from what I understand reading online, some people found that out the hard way during this big giant outage we had here in Missoula because of the storm. You need to know those kind of things. That's part of your preparedness. Okay? So the key here is to look at our preparedness and what we're doing to be prepared for different things that could happen, and they can happen at any time. And then know about that. What insurance do you have? What's it going to cover? We were watching Netflix, so I know my internet was working because I was on the computer. Netflix was on when that tree took out all the wires and ripped them out of the house. Last night, when the cable guy or the Spectrum guy finally got here to get my internet working, got everything hooked back up, new wire run out to the pole and all this kind of stuff, the router would not work. Now, it was working when the tree yanked the wires out, so something in that big whatever killed my router. So I had to go out to Best Buy and get a router. Now, will my insurance cover that? I don't know. I'm going to put it in with the claim with everything else. Since I'm paying that deductible, I might as well get as much back as I can. But know what your insurance is, know what it'll cover, try to claim any damage that you do have, and hopefully, your insurance policy will cover, and make it better for you. It really sucks. We maxed out our out-of-pocket health insurance in 2 months because of my wife, and now we got another, the $1,000 deductible because of the storm. But I'm glad we have insurance, or it could be a lot worse. So that's another thing to do when you're preparing. What kind of things could happen to you? As we just saw, power outage, loss of water and facilities, that could happen to most anybody at any time. Are you prepared for that? Do you need to check on your prepared stuff. Like, I should have checked on that generator. I should have bought the batteries when I knew I needed them instead of putting it off. Check those kind of things, and then, assess your preparedness and make things better, because when you're prepared, something like that is going to be easier to deal with. It sucks no matter what, but it's easier to deal with, and you're going to get through it better if you've done some preparing beforehand. I want to say good morning to Dixon. Dixon's here. Dixon said, "Hooray, internet finally restored to Coffee with Alain home base." Yep, thank you, Dixon. Got it turned on. Well, after I got the router and got it, 9 o'clock last night, we finally had internet in the house. Because of new router, we had to go to everything and put in the new name and the new password and all that kind of stuff to get things going, but we're up and running. Quite a week. Now, the last thing, when we're preparing and you're doing that assessment, are you prepared for your animals as well? I made that little reel, if you didn't see, talking about how it was stressful for Rocky. When the tree was down and the live wires were in the backyard from Wednesday till Saturday night, we couldn't let him out to his yard. And so we had to take him out in the front yard to do his business and keep him in the house most of the time, except when we took him out to walk him. We couldn't just let him out and run in the backyard because we had live wires. Once they turned those live wires off, he found a way through the tree. So then we had to make it safe where he could go out there too and not run off and so forth. Stressful time for him. Had to make sure that he's okay as well. So if you have animals, dogs, cats, whatever, horses, if you have barns or different things that can be affected by big storms or different emergencies, do you have things in place to take care of those animals as well? So my reminder for you is, look at what you have done to prepare for bad things happening. Assess that. Have you prepared enough? Have the things you've done, like have a generator in the garage, but is it working? Do you have it ready to go? Will it start right up? Okay. Check on those kind of things. Make sure that you're as prepared as can be. And when you find some holes, don't put it off. Systematically prepare and get yourself to the best position. So if something does happen, you're going to get through it better. I'm not advocating going overboard and crazy about it. I mean, there are some people that I think have excess preparation. I mean, they're preparing for the Walking Dead, World War III and World War IV apocalypse, nuclear bomb shelter, at their property, and 5 years of frozen, freeze-dried food. And I mean, I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm saying, look at how you're prepared, assess that if you are prepared as good as you should be, and take steps to make it better, because the work you do now will make it easier if something bad happens. And I hope nothing bad does happen, but we're going to be prepared just in case it does. And I'm here to help you with some of the information I provide to help you stay safe, help you defend yourself, help you enjoy life and be exceptional. Check out enjoylifesafely.com for more. Tune in to Coffee with Alain for more. Make it a spectacular Super Saturday, and I'll see you tomorrow.